Good evening and welcome to this edition of News Leader on 6. Today is Tuesday, August the 17th, 2021. I'm Jim Fuller. In tonight's news, Will Lockhart has been appointed to the open judges bench in Coffee County. Judd Matheny has announced his run for Coffee County Mayor in 2022, and the TWRA has prepared a video about the Normandy Fish Hatchery. We'll have these stories and more on tonight's News Leader on 6.
Your voice matters. Think Tullahoma 2040 is the Board of Mayor and Aldermen and the Planning Commission's 20-year growth plan. Public input is critical to the success of this comprehensive plan. Please complete the community survey at tullahomatn.gov and you can make an impact on the future of Tullahoma by sharing your ideas. We are also inviting you to a series of public meetings starting August 23rd and running through August 26th. Go to tullahomatn.gov for the full schedule and details. Again, you can get the full details and schedules at tullahomatn.gov.
I am tremendously blessed to be living at Parkview and very happy to be part of a loving and caring community.
Best thing you can say is this really a great place to live. That's all there is to it, no doubt about that.
It's your home. You just do what you would if you were at your private home. You know, we love it. It's great.
It's just like having a whole neighborhood around you and it's fun.
It's just a great place to live.
The Bookshelf in Tullahoma is the fundraising arm of the Coffee County Literacy Council. Since 1988, the Literacy Council's goal and purpose has been to support and promote adult basic education in Coffee County. We enable individuals to complete their high school equivalency exam, which helps them get better jobs or continue into higher education. The Bookshelf at 114 Southwest Atlantic Street in Tullahoma is where we sell used books, which are donated to us by the community. Come see us, bring your books to donate, and join us as you find every genre of books that you can imagine.
Welcome back. On Friday, Tennessee Governor Bill Lee announced key appointments to the Board of Parole and judicial positions across the state, including appointment of Will Lockhart to an open judge position of the 14th Judicial District Circuit Court in Coffee County. Will Lockhart is an attorney at Birch and Lockhart in Manchester. He earned his JD at the University of Tennessee College of Law and the bachelor's degree at Middle Tennessee State University. Lockhart will fill the Honorable L. Craig Johnson's vacancy effective immediately. Lockhart said, quote, "I am beyond humbled by the appointment. I have to first and foremost thank my wife, Haley, and the rest of my family for being so supportive throughout the process. Thank you to Governor Lee for putting your trust in me and giving me this opportunity. I am so excited to begin serving the people of Coffee County. This is a special place, and I will work tirelessly to be the best judge that I can be. I continue to ask for your prayers and support in this new endeavor," end quote. Best of wishes to the new Judge Lockhart. And we'll be right back after these messages.
I can think of this wonderful little woman that I had. She said, "I can't talk. There's nothing there." And she said, "I want my voice back." After the first session, she was loud. I'll never forget this. She said, "There's a voice in me still." Whether it's Parkinson's or a stroke or whatever, they are not at the bottom, but they can always get better.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Suicide prevention starts with everyday heroes like you. Join us on September 18th at Manchester Rotary Park at 9 a.m. as we walk to fight suicide and raise awareness about mental health. Be a part of the movement turning hope into action and create a culture that's smart about mental health. Funds raised at the walk will benefit the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Sign up at afsp.org/Coffee County.
Welcome back. With a year away from next year's Coffee County general election, one candidate is officially announcing a bid for Coffee County mayor. Former longtime Tennessee State Representative and lifelong Coffee County resident Judd Matheny has officially announced his campaign for Coffee County mayor. Current Coffee County Mayor Gary Cordell, who is serving his second term, has stated that he does not plan to run for a third term. County mayor is just one of many seats that will be up for election next year. The election will include sheriff, Manchester City mayor, 4 Tullahoma alderman seats, circuit court clerk, multiple judges, district attorney, and several others. The following is Matheny's campaign announcement press release. Quote, Matheny brings a wealth of experience, relationships, and a proven record of service to citizens of Coffee County. According to Matheny, Coffee County has a rich history of electing capable leaders who have built a strong education and business foundation while maintaining a high standard of living. I have been fortunate enough to have been re-elected 7 times in the service of this community on the state level. During my time, I have seen many issues evolve and be solved by helping to foster local relationships with state and federal officials. Whether issues of job creation, legitimate infrastructure, education, or senior citizens, I plan to bring the same focus, intensity, and get things done approach to the mayor's office as I have been privileged to do so as your state representative. Coffee County will meet many new challenges with the growth and opportunities headed our way as our families grow and citizens from other parts of Tennessee and the United States make their way here to take advantage of the lifestyle we have created. Embracing these opportunities with predictable planning and policies while maintaining a healthy budgetary stance will be a major challenge, but one that I am up for. With the assistance of Manchester, Tullahoma, Beech Grove, Noah, Pocahontas, Summitville, Hillsborough, and other rural unincorporated areas of the county, we have the capable people to address and tackle any matter. Taking full advantage of an inevitable growth while still fostering the values that make us an independent people will be guiding principles during my time as mayor. I realize this is an era when Tennesseans are frustrated with many of the aspects of government, and often there are few, if any, pragmatic alternatives to many of the requirements of service of government. With these concerns always at the forefront, I realize we need the most fair, transparent, and efficient people to provide the customer service our citizens deserve from their county. I have extensive experience dealing with bureaucracies and managing conflict, 2 things that are crucial to leading our county into the future. My experiences as a veteran and law enforcement officer have embedded a deep respect for the traditional institutes of democracy and the rule of law. As your state representative, I was fortunate to have many valuable experiences which will enable me to hit the ground running as your mayor. I served 2 years as Speaker Pro Tem of the House of Representatives, was chairman of numerous major committees to include Consumer and Employee Affairs, Government Operations, and the States Rights Committee. In addition, I have served on numerous committees which have led to a deeper understanding of how our system truly works, how it can be amended, and its profound impact on the daily lives of Tennesseans. These committees include the Judiciary Committee, Budget, Health, Utilities, and Banking, Agriculture, and many others. My education and the contacts I've made while on these committees has prepared me for almost any eventuality that may meet us here in Coffee County. My accomplishments are many, but several of the most prominent issues I have marshaled include a revamping of our unemployment insurance fund, workers' compensation refund, and protecting Coffee County from a Nashville overreach which attempted to take away our highly efficient judicial district. My bipartisan work on unemployment insurance reforms have resulted in the savings of hundreds of millions of dollars to Tennessee businesses by placing automatic reductions in the wage rate as the balance increases without legislative mingling. By enacting the Workers' Compensation Exemption Registry, I have helped over 100,000 Tennessee small businesses legally self-insure in order to provide competitively priced services. While Nashville attempted to merge Coffee County with 4 to 6 other counties in a sprawling new judicial district, I led the fight and defeated the initiative. A larger judicial district would inhibit our county's ability to provide efficient services in child support collections and special courts like our highly successful drug court. Everyday civil and criminal matters dealt with by our district attorney and court systems would have been bogged down, with far less attention being placed on each case. I am supremely proud to be a citizen here and to have had the experience to serve you. I have never cast a vote that was to the detriment of our county or that put politics in front of good local policy. If my record as your state representative and my steadfastness in principles meet your standards, I ask for your vote and ongoing support as Coffee County Mayor. I will remain dedicated to being accessible to all citizens, county departments, and employees, end quote. Judd Matheny is a graduate of Tullahoma High School and holds a BS in Political Science and Criminal Justice. Judd is also an 8-year veteran of the Tennessee Army National Guard, as well as a 10-year veteran of local and state law enforcement. He currently serves as General Manager of the Southern Central Iron and Metal and Waste Services, which operates locations in Manchester, McMinnville, and Smithville. We'll be right back after these messages.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. It's a Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Welcome back. Boating accidents can happen to anyone. Even the most experienced operators have unexpected events. The TWRA produced this video to educate folks on the importance of wearing the ignition safety switch and wearing your life jacket. Anything can happen, even if you're doing everything right.
3223B, Crossville 59.
3223.
Show myself and 3275, 10-8 on Parksville Lake.
We were 3/4 throttle, traveling in a straight line. Not violating any NAV rules, not violating any department policies. We were out of the boat was upside down before we knew it.
It started off that morning, that afternoon, just like any other day. We planned on getting out for a couple hours, going to check boaters, check fishermen, checking for compliance like we do any other day. Not bad conditions, the water wasn't choppy, it's about like it was today. Got out there, checked a few fishermen, checked our local boaters. Everybody's in compliance. You know, next thing I know, we're traveling just like we always have been, just chit-chatting about our day. Come across the log, it changed our way of boating, changed the way we think about things now.
We see a log. This is the actual piece of wood where the lower unit impacted and lodged on it. This hasn't been cut down. This is the actual piece, the same size, and this is what caused our center console patrol boat to capsize.
You know, we go out every day, every other day, busy weekends, and we have, you know, how many times do you run into stuff like this and just keep on going like nothing ever happened? And I guarantee you now, after what we've been through, we know now that something as simple as a semi-submerged log could change your day. And we're just thankful that our operator had his kill switch on and we had our life jackets on and everything went as we trained for it to go.
I remember when I entered the water, I skipped across the surface of the water several feet before I actually entered the water. By doing that, I had a belt type inflatable, manual inflatable PFD on that day. The Velcro that holds it all together allowed the inflation mechanism of that PFD to come, you know, unstowed from its normal position, and I couldn't get my PFD to inflate. And thankfully, my partner's PFD was one more similar to this one here, and you know, it functioned as it should, and we both ended up having to use his PFD to get to the bank.
Luckily mine had stayed on like it's supposed to, because it was, you know, even if you have these in your boat, you have to have them on, because if it's not on, it doesn't do you any good. And even if we had a regular life jacket, I don't think we could have got to it.
This boat is packed full of extra life jackets. There's probably no lie, there's 12 or 15 extra life jackets in this boat, but there would have been absolutely no way we could have got one of them out of it. They were useless to us at that time. We could not use those because they were all stowed in a storage compartment. They weren't being worn.
Afternoon, State Wildlife Officer. Here to turn your engine off.
This boat that we're in today is the actual boat that we were in that day. You know, minus some electronics and a new motor. Boats are repairable, but you're not. We don't want to have to be the ones to go talk to your wife and children and explain to them that you weren't wearing your life jacket, weren't wearing your kill switch cord, and ejected from the boat and either drowned or got run over by your own vessel.
I think of a life jacket and kill switch kind of like a seatbelt in the vehicle now. It's mandatory that when we get on a vessel, whether it's recreation or whether it's during the job, it's something that we wear just like a seatbelt.
Yep.
And I think that whenever now that we go through training, you go through your evoc on your boats, and you go through all these courses, and you're told, your instructors tell you wear your PFD, wear your life jacket, wear your kill switch, operate at safe speeds. But even doing all that stuff, it can still go wrong. Even if you're doing everything right. So.
And it never hits home until it happens to you.
Absolutely.
It didn't for me anyway.
I can remember in midair thinking we're really going overboard, and it happened so fast, but also it happened in slow motion. And I can remember thinking, this is exactly what we trained to happen, but hope and pray it never does happen.
But that was proof positive that when it goes bad, you revert to your training.
Absolutely. We learned the hard way that these life jackets float and we don't.
We'll be right back with more news after this.
It is wonderful living here. I don't have responsibilities of a house. I don't have all the work that goes with a house. And you can just relax here and be happy.
There's no set thing that you have to do. However, the offerings that they give you, it's wonderful.
I think the biggest thing about Parkview that is most significant to me is that we are family.
I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. There are a lot of opinions being shared. But I had the chance to talk with my doctor about my concerns. He told me the vaccines are backed by decades of research, and that the vaccines are proven safe and effective. Now I'm protected and ready to put this pandemic behind us. Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
The individuals with dementia, those with Parkinson's, those that have maybe mobility issues, need caregivers. Well, those caregivers are 24 hours a day at home, and they never get a rest. And if they have to go to work, they're kind of out of luck. So that's why Trinity came into existence 25 years ago, to allow the caregivers to have a safe center where they could put their loved ones, know they would be well cared for, stimulated, fed good nutritious meals, have activities to their level, and then the caregiver can stop by and pick them up and go on home and have some continuity into their life.
Welcome back. In this video, we join fishery biologist Nathan Singer from the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency as he tells us about the Normandy Fish Hatchery on the Duck River and how they are working to make sure the fish population in Tennessee continues to stay healthy.
Hi, my name is Nathan Singer. I work for the TWRA, the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, here at the Normandy Fish Hatchery. The Normandy Fish Hatchery is located on the Duck River which is one of the most biologically diverse rivers in all of North America. We have more species of fish in the Duck River than all of the countries in Europe combined. So it's a very important and amazing place that's really in our backyard. So it's very important that we take care of it, and the Duck River really takes care of us here at the fish hatchery. We depend on a clean, high-quality water source to supply all of the water for our fish hatchery, so that we can then in turn make more fish and distribute them all across the state of Tennessee, which so the Duck River really benefits all of Tennessee in many ways. The fish hatchery itself is located on 204 acres in a big bend of the Duck River just below Normandy Dam. And Normandy Dam was built in 1974. When they filled the reservoir, it became the only flood control dam on the Duck River system. So that's part of what makes the Duck River special, is that there's not a whole lot of changes in its flow throughout the whole state of Tennessee. It goes for about 280 miles, and it flows through all different types of habitats, the Highland Rim, the Nashville Basin, back to the western Highland Rim, and then into the Tennessee River Valley. So as the river travels downstream, or downstream, it actually flows from north to south and then back north again. More and more tributaries influence the river. So as it flows downstream, you get a greater diversity in fish and also aquatic mussels and vegetation. And it was actually featured in the National Geographic as one of the most biodiverse places in the world. Here at the fish hatchery, we have the ability to raise a number of warm water species. So we raise things like crappie and white bass, or striped bass, and walleye. And we can raise catfish and any number of warm water species like bass or bluegill. So there's different strategies for reproduction, and we sort of work with nature and hope that everything goes well, and we can have a successful spawn, and we can help make every lake in Tennessee a little bit better, thanks to the Duck River and the facility we have here. So today at the fish hatchery, we harvested one of our crappie ponds. These fish were spawned back in May, and they've spent the whole summer, about 7 months with us, to grow up to a nice size. We feed those fish every day, twice a day, and they're able to get to a size that we feel whenever we stock them in the lakes that they're not vulnerable to any larger predators. Don our waders, and we get in there with seines, and we slowly work around the kettle, and we scoop up the fish, we load them into buckets. The buckets are then taken up the steps to the hauling trucks. The hauling trucks are full of water with a little bit of salt in there. The salt actually helps the fish stay calm, and there's oxygen that is released into the water from our oxygen tanks, so that we can actually put a lot of fish in a small space and they still remain very stress-free. And after we've harvested the fish from the pond, we'll bring them back to the hatchery building, and we'll take a little sub-sample of the fish, because we've weighed our fish whenever we're loading them onto the truck, but we don't know how many fish we have per pound. So we know how many pounds are on the truck, so we come back and we count the number of fish per pound on the truck, and then from there we can estimate how many fish we have on the truck, and then we can decide which lake needs that many and where does it need to go in that lake. And so today we had a little over 20,000 fish at 50 to the pound. So they were very nice, healthy fish, and those fish went to 2 different places on Thames Ford Lake.
And don't forget to tune into this week's Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9 a.m., and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evenings at 6:30 p.m. This week's guests include Tullahoma Mayor Ray Noyes, and we'll have some highlights from last weekend South Jackson Goes Country. All that and more on this week's Living. We'll be right back in a moment with your weather forecast.
The food at Parkview, well, I haven't had a bad meal there yet.
The food at Parkview is absolutely scrumptious. I mean, it is really good. It's just like home cooking.
And then there are the cookies. Oh my, they bake cookies every day, and they are super.
The food is truly incredible, and it's like being on a cruise ship.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1952 at 100 degrees. The record low was in 1914 at 50 degrees. Average high on this day is 87 and the average low is 67. Cloudy with a chance of rain is expected tonight with a low of 66 rather. 40% chance of storms on Wednesday with a high of 87 and a low of 69. And storms remain in the forecast for Thursday with a high of 83 and a low of 68. And that's our news leader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for News Leader on 6. You have a good evening.